let me introduce Natasha Walker, Kat Matthews and myself. Now, there's one significant difference between the three of us. One of us is a beginner, one is an amateur, and one's a pro. And you might have guessed who's who, but have you worked out what we are doing here? Well, today is the first in the series of our beginner versus amateur versus pro. And what better place to start than with the first phase of a triathlon, the swim. If you watch or follow the sport of triathlon, then I expect you're going to be impressed with the performances and the efficiency of the pros. But it's one thing looking at times on a results sheet or listening to our race report in the show. It doesn't necessarily give you that real idea of just how impressive they are. So today we plan to show you and demonstrate just the difference between a beginner and a pro using real people. Now, obviously, within triathlon, you're going to have discrepancies between the swim, the bike, and the run, and some athletes will be stronger in some disciplines compared to others. It's the swim that's probably going to show up the biggest discrepancy, especially in the beginners and the age groupers. You can often see them struggling with the swim, but that doesn't mean that all pros favour the swim either. Although that said, when it comes to, say, an Ironman distance, it's normally equaled out with the bike and the run, and any differences soon compensated. But today, we're obviously focusing on the swim, and it's time to take a look at today's lineup.
Representing the beginners, we have Natasha. She's a horse rider and multi-sport enthusiast. Her strengths are her endurance and ability to keep going. Weaknesses, confidence on the bike. Her aspirations are to complete a half Ironman triathlon. Representing the amateurs, we have Heather. She's a full-time presenter who's taken part in a variety of triathlons. Strengths, chatting. Weaknesses, easily distracted. Aspirations, a sub 10-hour Ironman and to nail the flying mount. Representing the pros, we have Kat Matthews. She's a full-time army athlete. Her strengths are her sport-life balance. Weaknesses, swim starts. Her aspiration is to achieve a podium at Kona.
All right, we're going to start with the swim. And, well, today it is just the swim. And we're going to keep things super short. So 400 metres, aka a super sprint triathlon, because, well, it's quite chilly in there. And, you know, I think that's probably far enough for me to swim at the moment anyway. But we need to kind of work out how to do it. And I was really tempted to do a mass start because I was like, oh, you know, maybe for a moment I could sit on your feet, Kat. But then I was like, actually, we probably should do this as sort of a more fair system. So we're going to do it staggered. And this is where some maths is maybe going to be involved. I'm thinking maybe setting off, obviously, you, Natasha, being our beginner first, then me, then Kat. Potentially 30-second intervals, but I don't actually know what times you guys, like, where you're at for 400. I mean, you're fresh off the back of a strong Ironman performance. What do you reckon?
Fresh off the back of a poor swim in a good Ironman performance. So I think I would give myself a target of maybe 5 minutes 30.
Okay, right. Well, that's definitely quicker than me. What do you have any idea?
I mean, I really actually don't know. I know that I have quite a lot of endurance, but I've not got any of the power that you have. So I don't know, maybe 8 to 10.
Okay, I reckon you'll be closer to 8.
Okay.
I mean, should we go with 8 minutes?
Let's go with 8.
And I think I'm going to be pretty much in the middle of you guys. I would love to say 6, but that was like, I just don't do anything fast at all. And I know you say you don't, but you still, train for an Ironman. So I reckon if we go at 30-second intervals, that maybe will work. So if we set you off first, then me at 30, and then you 30 after that. You've got a chance for warm up if you want. I'm just going to warn you, I was swimming in a thermal wetsuit until 2 days ago here. So you might want to bear that in mind. But any thoughts? Does that sound good with you guys?
Sounds good. Looking forward to overtaking you guys.
And I'm going to see if you do come past, I'm going to hold on to your ankles. That's my tactic. What about you? How are you feeling?
I prefer a minute's head start, especially with you. But I'll like pull it out the bag. You never know.
Just a little bit of confidence here. Okay, cool. Well, guys, if you want, you can go and have a warm up or a refresher, we should call it. But yeah, see you at the start.
I think.
All right, you can see the difference here in like probably the speed we're going to swim at, because Natasha is dressed for the cold, Kat is just hardcore and like wearing normal. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I've just gone for a headband today. I'm like easing myself out of winter gear. But you've already had a sneaky warm up. How is it in there?
Horrendous.
So we're actually on point here. Yeah, I mean, it is only 400, but I am going to take a leaf out of your book because I think it's sensible that we do have a little dip just to kind of acclimatise ourselves. So yeah, warm up time or cool down, I don't know, something like that, isn't it? Things are getting serious. So done the warm up and it's not as cold as I thought. Even Natasha has taken her gloves and boots off, so I'm gonna have to do it because I think I'm gonna need all the leg kick help I can get. This is the first time of the year going barefoot.
So now that our athletes have warmed up, it is time for them to get onto the starting line. Natasha will be heading off first, then Heather and Kat will follow at 30-second intervals. But enough delay, let's get this started. 3, 2, 1, go!
Team, done. Scores on the doors. We are in the order we expected, but fastest first. You want to give us your time?
I got a 5:32.
Nice. I was pleasantly surprised with a 5:44 and
8:08.
whoa, and we kind of reckoned 8 minutes, so that was awesome. The best line was Natasha finishing going, that was nice. Was it nice? How was yours?
I've still got the long burn.
I think I'm doing something wrong.
So we're going to work on our beginner, but do you guys enjoy that?
Yeah,
that's the main thing. The main question is, are you back for the bike?
Yeah. That's the worst bit.
Well, we will be back for the bike. Thank you, both of you guys, for awesome effort today. I think it's time to go and get warm and have some cake or whatever it is pros do, I don't know.
I think the order of events were as expected, but what did you think of the differences between each of us? Well, let us remind you of the times and what pace they equated to. Natasha swam 8 minutes, 8 seconds for her 400 metres, giving her a pace of 2 minutes, 2 seconds per 100. I was a 5 minutes 44, equaling a 126 per 100, and Kat a 5:32, giving her a 123 per 100 metre pace. Now, I would expect the differences to be more exaggerated if we up the distance to the 3,800 metres of an Ironman swim, as fitness, conditioning and experience will play a greater role. However, that's just one for another day, but up next, it's number 2 in our beginner versus amateur versus pro series. See you at the cycling. It's round 2 of beginner versus amateur versus pro triathlete, and it's time for the second discipline, the one that Kat can't wait for, but the one that Natasha and myself have been dreading. Yep, it's the cycling. All right, well, we are back together. But before we head out on the bike, I want to take a moment to chat to both of you two, find out a little bit more about your triathlon history, because I feel like we've not really gone there yet. So I'm going to start with you, Natasha. Obviously, I know you're very competent swimming, cycling and running, but we had some lovely comments after the swim. Some people questioning whether you are a beginner. And I know you've not done a full triathlon. So I was just wondering if you could kind of share with us your swimming, sort of cycling and running background. Like, how much have you done, and how would you describe yourself in that sense?
I suppose I grew up in a hot country, and swimming was quite what we did every day, and those sort of sports complemented my main sport, which is horse riding, just to keep me fit. So I've always been really active. So yes, I suppose I'm not really a beginner, but I haven't ever competed in triathlon. So
and you're very good at endurance, aren't you? You've got that sort of
I think headspace. I like to just go out for miles, but maybe not the engine really.
And on the last video we talked about you were planning to do your first half Ironman, and which some people seems too far, but because endurance is your thing, that hasn't happened, and we've been a few months away. Do you want to just fill us in what happened over the summer?
The week before the half Ironman, I got COVID, and it just completely knocked me for the last 2 months. But back at it now, which is really good. It surprised me how long it would take to get better. But yeah, you just have to take it slow and hopefully come back stronger now.
Cool. Well, we're great. We're delighted that you're feeling better and you're good enough to, you're feeling okay to get back on the bike.
Yeah.
I do know though today is not going to be, your favourite discipline. Tell us a little bit about your cycling experience to date.
Well, I mean, I use your bike luckily, and you've given me quite a lot of coaching, but the initial cycles consisted of me toppling over a few times and learning to use cleats. But now I've started to enjoy it a little bit more, and obviously we've got the amazing countryside here to go out in. So yeah, we'll give it a go. I don't have the engine, but I like to just go out for miles. So.
And just sort of for people watching, what would you say to them from what you've learned? Because you've gone through phases of not wanting to use clip-in pedals, and how do you overcome that?
I think it is quite scary if you have a few falls, but you just have to have someone like Heather to come out with you and just basically give you confidence. And literally, it is just getting back out and going again and again. And honestly, having someone at your side, just helping you with traffic and in dangerous situations like junctions, just giving you heads up when to clip out, and then you do automatically do it yourself. But it is really reassuring having someone there to give you a hand in the first few bikes, especially out on the roads.
Cool. Well, we're excited to see how you get on today. Kat, obviously a lot has happened since we last caught up with you. In a positive way, I'm glad to say. So you've gone and won Ironman UK, and then the rest of your summer has been different to what we expected it to be. Just talk us through kind of what's happened over the last couple of months.
Yeah, so Tulsa Ironman out in America was my sort of focus, and then I just sort of decided to do Ironman UK, which is quite a fun race for me, on a road bike, just because it was fun. And then I was fully focused on Hawaii in October, but obviously that being postponed, I switched focus to slightly shorter distances. So the Collins Cup I was selected for, and that went really well, quite surprisingly, on the run especially. And so I then thought, well, why not utilise this and head out to St George for the 70.3 World Champs, and then just sort of finish the season there. So,
and you've finished it pretty strongly.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah. And now, obviously, we're just chatting to Natasha, who's yet to do her first full triathlon, and you've actually not that long been a pro. You're a physio in the army and love sport, but can you just talk us through your trajectory to sort of winning pro races from being a sort of amateur triathlete?
Yeah, so 6 years ago I got my road bike and started out, and I was having to unclip and clip, and I fell off as well, and I had that going out with other people, so it feels really close to me still, and then I just a couple of years of just getting out, which I didn't really enjoy on the bike, I think, and that's the biggest thing. And it's hard. Like an hour and a half was a lot for me, and it still feels like a lot, but now I'm like 3-4 hours, like that's fine, and I love cycling now. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, is I've just put the hours in and I really enjoy it. Like I can go out, I can plan a route, I know how to look after my bike. There's none of that stress that was there. So I think that's the biggest thing, and just accepting that that's probably taking like 4 years.
Yeah, I think that's really
normal.
reassuring, and hopefully that's encouraging to you as well. Well, anyway, I think it'd be a very close competition if this was a competition to talk. We're all very good at that, and I don't think it's going to be quite so close out on the bikes. But I'm excited to see how we all get on. I think we should go and get ready and hit the road.
Well, I said we were going to warm up. Some of us are doing this properly. Natasha and I are going to hit the road in just a moment. And this is a race after all. However, it is a test of human power, but we should address the elephant in the room.
Who are you calling an elephant?
Our kit. Now, obviously, as an amateur, I'm very spoiled with our brand partners at GTN that I get kitted out with some really lovely stuff. Kat, as part of the BMC Pro team, you're pretty spoiled and you get some perfect kit as well. Natasha, well, you get my hand-me-down.
Legacy bike.
But before, we should just go into a quick bit more detail. Kat, we've looked at your bike in detail on the channel before. Just give us a quick rundown of what you've got your setup today.
Yeah, so nothing really changed too much. Very custom DIY aero cockpit. Stuck with the same wheels, frame, same chain rings, haven't changed those. Have switched to a slightly different cassette for the profile of this course, and of course, disc wheel, aero helmet, very tiny.
She is ready to nail this. Well, if you want to see more of Kat's bike, you can check out the pro bike we did a couple of months ago. It's on our channel. Same for mine, we did the Canyon launch, so you can look at more detail of the Canyon Speed Max. This is a CF, which you would have spotted me riding in lots of our videos. However, you probably haven't seen much of this bike. Natasha, can you introduce your lovely steed?
Well, this is a specialised bike, and I have pumped up the wheels and oiled the chain. So
Okay, well that's dedication to the cause.
I cleaned it too.
Okay, well that is wonderful.
That's the most important.
Yes, that is going to give you some extra watts. Well, Natasha is riding the Specialised Ruby, which was my lovely steed and has done a lot of miles. I rode John O'Groats Land's End on it. It's a carbon frame bike, but as you can see, it's rim brakes and it's got Shimano 105, so it's very much entry level, but it does the job, doesn't it?
Yeah, so look after me, experienced.
All right, girls, warm up done. We're sticking to the super sprint format, so that's going to be a 10K bike ride. Staying with the time trial, so Natasha, then a minute later I'm heading off, and then Kat, you're going 1 minute after. Well, girls, stay safe, enjoy. You ready?
See you on the other side.
All
Yeah.
ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go! Go, 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 Natasha! 3, 2, 1, go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Already hurt. 2 minutes in. Well done! Into quite a big headwind here. So pushing lots of power, but only going at 31 kilometers an hour. See the corner, head down again. Overtake the other corner, check the safety. He's offside. Come on! Go, go, go! Real bit of advantage here with the bike. All for the camera. Here comes the rain. Stay low. That was a bit windy. Up the hill. Come on. Get back up this time. It only take me 15 minutes, but I've only done 3K. That's 8 minutes in. Against the wind here. Get back arrow. Don't be lazy. Power into the downhill. Into the second section of the course. The speed. 450 watts. Fast. you're finished. Okay. Hold it up. Up. So wet. Bit dangerous. 9. Finish is right. And all this weather is minging.
Girls, well done. We survived that pretty horrendous downpour. You wouldn't believe it, would you? I mean, we set off in the sunshine.
No, it was cold.
And got soaked. I mean, other than getting cold and wet, how was it? Natasha first, how was your...
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a bit more hilly than I thought. There was quite a lot of uphill. Had to practice my gear changing. But, you know, it was okay.
I actually found it pretty horrendous. So it was really hard from the start. I went off hard, it was sort of a bit of an aim, but yeah, I paid for it a little bit. But yeah, the hills were quite hard. Like, tactically, you had to think about how you're going to ride it. Well, I did. And then we had the downpour, so there was a little bit sketchy on some of the corners, I think, with wet roads. But yeah, I mean, I got the long burn.
Yeah, I mean, you came flying past me very early on. Well, I just passed Natasha, and then the moto passed me, the guys filming, and I was like, oh, she's on her way. And I was like, I'm not going to lift her over my shoulder. Just as the rain started, and I was like left on my own in the pouring rain. But you know, we're all experiencing the same thing. So anyway, I think we should probably take a look at the results. Or any surprises? What did you guys think of your times? What about you? Were you happy with 28?
Yeah, no, 28 is okay. I think it was all right. I probably could have gone a bit harder if I had had more confidence when all the cars were coming past me, because I definitely slowed down, and when we got to the junctions I was really slowing down because I was worried it was a bit slippery. But no, I did push myself. I'm quite glad. It was good.
And you're feeling okay now?
Yeah,
which is
no,
cool.
feel really good. Yeah.
And Kat, I mean, you knew you had all your numbers because you had your bike computer, so you kind of knew what you were dealing with anyway. And you know, you're a good few minutes quicker than me, which I think we expected.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect with the wind today, because it was quite, you know, had a headwind on the way out and then the tailwind hopefully on the way back, but I think we missed that. So I was just looking at power pretty much. My heart rate wasn't actually working to start with either, so I just had no speed, no power, and so just power.
You just had us in your sights.
Yeah. Just made sure I focused on getting really aero as well as pushing all the power and working up the hills and getting aero on the downhills.
Well, I think that's probably the biggest difference we're going to see of the three disciplines is on the bike. I mean, you've won the 100-mile national time trial championship. You know, you're an incredibly strong cyclist, and you know, and also with the kit added in, it makes the disparity larger. But that is, I think Natasha and I are happy the bike is over, and we're looking forward to the run. So yeah, in a few weeks' time we'll be back with the run. Hopefully you guys are still happy to join us for that one.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you again, and we'll see you guys soon. We're on the final straight now. It's time for the run. I think you guys know the deal, so let's crack on.
Keep bumping.
It's been a while, so let me refresh your memory. We started with a swim. Kat won, I was second, Natasha third. A few weeks later, it was the bike. Kat won, I was second, and yeah, you guessed it, Natasha third. You get the pattern here. However, running doesn't really require skill, does it? So could I, the amateur, or Natasha, the beginner, have any chance of bettering our current standings? I mean, I'm seriously hoping that Kat has had an indulgent off-season since we last did the bike. I mean, I doubt it, but I reckon Natasha has been quite grateful for those extra few weeks to recover fully from COVID, and I've done as much as I can to cram in some training after my rather lazy summer. But anyway, it's time to go and catch up with the girls. All right, well, I have found the girls. Time for a bit of a warm-up and a chat. What's been going on since we last saw you? Kat first, I know you were heading off to do a cycling time trial against some cyclists.
Yeah, that went really well. I got a course PB for myself and bumped myself up the rankings from the year before, so I was pretty happy with that.
Nice, and you were sort of starting your off-season, weren't you?
Yeah.
You had a nice break?
Yeah, I've had a really good break. I did a classic, probably went a bit too hard in the break, as in off season.
You can never go too hard.
Yeah, but then got a little bit ill coming back into it, and now I've just settled back in and got some consistent training down. So I'm really excited to actually do back running and feeling good.
Oh, good stuff.
And what about you, Natasha? You've been getting stronger, I think, haven't you, since your recovery?
Yeah, definitely doing more and more miles. Like we had the Sudbury Slog together last weekend, which was awesome. It was like 16k of mud. I just was literally in my element. I loved it. But yeah, so no, feeling better and better, longer and longer. So yeah, good.
That's good. Well, I hate to break it to you, Bose, that today we are doing 2.5k and there's no mud. So it's going to be fast. It's nice and short, but you know that distance is pretty tough. We're going to be running on this course though, which is notorious for being quick. So yes. And we're starting at the top, and it's 1.5 laps. Kat, have you got any idea where you're at with your running and what your predicted time might be? Yeah, so 2 weeks back run training. So excuses in already. So based off absolutely nothing. Yeah. I hope to run around 8 minutes.
Ooh, smoking. Okay, I like that. That's what, 16-minute 5k pace.
Cool. What about you, Natasha? Have you got any idea?
Oh God, I wish I'd rehearsed this. Do you think like 13, 14 minutes?
No, you'll be quicker than that. Your
Okay, well,
run is like 22. I reckon
I'm not very good at maths.
around 10.5.
Okay.
11.
Well, my coach says 10.5, 11, so you know.
So what time are you going to do? Well, Kat, must admit, I've seen your Instagram chat about your time, and I was like, God, I do actually think about this. Like, what, how quick can I go? I obviously want to get well under 10 because I reckon I'm around a 19-minute-ish 5k if I'm really good shape. So maybe I'd love to get close to 9. Cool. That's my target.
That's strong.
So I reckon your target is sub 11.
Yeah.
You're targeting 8. I'm targeting 9. So I think we need to go and crack on with the rest of our warm-up.
There's no bikes to introduce or skills to discuss, so I think we should get this over and done with. I think the 30-second time trial will still work. It'll at least give Natasha and I an incentive to hold off Kat for as long as we can.
3, 2, 1.
Go, 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 go!
3, 2, 1. Go! Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go! Coming. Again.
Yeah. Right, Hannah. Come on, Hannah, all the way, dip. Woo, woo, woo. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, girl. Come on, give me, come on. Go, 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 go. All the way.
Keep pumping.
Come on. Yes. Woo. Well done.
Well done.
Okay. Well, cheers, girls. Well done, everybody. There was some fast running out there, and my goodness, that hurt. I think it's time to reveal the times. Natasha, do you want to kick us off with your finishing time?
Okay, so my average pace was 4:13, and my lapse time was 10:39.
Wow. Now you wanted to get under 11, so you
Yeah,
smashed
so
that.
I'm really pleased with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now, Kat, you obviously smashed it.
done.
I mean, the speed that you flew past me. What's your finishing time?
Yeah, I did 7:35,
And remind everyone what you wanted to do.
sub 8, so I'm really happy.
And I know that you're quite proud of your splits.
Yeah, so Wahoo app tells me I did a 3:02, a 3:02, and then finished the last 500 in a 3:02 pace.
Like you planned it.
So that's magic.
Yeah, I mean, that is ridiculously fast. And I was in the middle. I mean, the fact we all overtook each other at the same time was quite weird, wasn't it? So I was a 8:57 and my target was 9, so I was super chuffed with that. I mean,
So
it hurt,
good.
it was horrible. But my pacing was fairly close. I was a 3:36. A 3:39, 3:36. So yeah, I went off a bit hard, backed off, and then kind of finished hard. So yeah, that was nasty but tough. I would love to know. I mean, that is super quick. So what double that gives us? Come on, my maths help me here. 15 minutes.
Yeah,
What's your best 5K?
I do not know the last time I raced a 5K.
Have you got a PB? Do you know?
No, I honestly I don't.
GTN video?
No. I raced a 10K about 3 years ago, and I did a 34:30.
Okay.
And that was like I was over the moon. So
Yeah.
anything around that, yeah, I'd love to do a
you
sub
must be-
16 5K.
You must be pretty
Yeah.
chuffed with your run today.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
And where's your 5K at the moment?
About 23 minutes. So
You could also definitely go
Yeah.
much
I feel like
quicker.
we've got something to do.
I feel like this whole series has been a training program.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super impressed with everybody. I think it's awesome. What are the sort of plans going forward? So I know you've entered a few races and you've done a few since the cycle. What have you got coming up?
I've got in Qatar, I've got this race where you run across Qatar, and I'm doing it as a relay for 20k. The real athletes are doing 90k, so
You are a real athlete.
So,
I'm not hearing that.
that'll be fun. And then I've entered a half Ironman in Cannes in the summer, in May actually. So I think we've got some homework to do when we get back from Christmas.
So our beginner is going to be a triathlete.
You're no longer going to be able to be in the beginner category,
very
the novice
exciting.
category.
And Kat, what have you got in the diary? Now you've just started back the season.
Yeah, just a lot of training, some fun stuff before Christmas, and then a bit more serious stuff, and then into St George in May.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we will be GTN and St George should be able to see you out there. Fingers crossed. So that would be awesome. And maybe we can even come to Cannes. I mean, any excuse.
Yes,
So, maybe I should find a race as well. I feel like you two are doing actual triathlons. But awesome. Well, I can't thank you both enough for joining us
it's
for the whole
lovely.
series. So
It's really cool.
Congratulations.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, a huge thank you to Kat and Natasha for all of their time and all of their energy in this. That is it. It is the end of the swim, the bike and the run series complete. But I reckon if I work on the girls, I think we could do a little comeback next summer and potentially put us all into the same triathlon. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below, and whether you've enjoyed it. Give us a like if so, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet done so.
Each year, the very best athletes in the world toe the line at the Ironman World Championships, whilst we watch in awe as the post-eye-watering bike splits. And well, that got us thinking, how long can we ride at the Ironman World Championship winning power? To attempt this, we have a beginner triathlete, an amateur triathlete, and a pro triathlete. Okay, maybe once upon a time pro. Right then, before we start this challenge, remember to click on the globe so you subscribe to GTN so you don't miss any of our videos. Today, I'm going to take on the role of technical official and make sure our athletes stick to the plan. The plan is for them to each ride the Kona course. But of course, we can't take them all the way to Hawaii to ride the Kona course, so we've got them set up on the Wahoo RGT system. Our athletes are going to be riding in the virtual world of Wahoo's RGT, and what we've done is we've uploaded a GPX file of the Kona course, which, using their Magic Roads feature, has rendered a full Kona course on the system. And that means they're going to be riding the exact profile of the Ironman World Championships course in virtual reality. Pretty cool, huh? And of course, our riders are going to have to ride at the Ironman World Championship winning power, which is a rather crucial and painful detail. For our riders, that's around 4 watts per kg, and they just got to see how long they can last at 4 watts per kg. So having raced at Kona a few times, I know that 4 watts per kg is around about the ballpark of what it takes to win Kona. So for a 70 to 72 kg athlete, that's around 290 watts, which the pros will be holding for around 4.5 hours. Okay, let's meet our athletes.
Our beginner is Phil, account manager at PSN, and he has entered his first triathlon, but he hasn't yet completed it, so he's very much a beginner. He rides his bike sometimes for fun, and he insisted on wearing his GTN kit. Our amateur you may recognize from his Roth journey. We trained Quinn for his first and only triathlon at Challenge Roth, which he completed. So he's no longer a beginner, he's officially an amateur triathlete. And our pro, or ex-pro, once upon a time pro. You may recognize him from one or two of our videos. Mark used to race Professional Triathlon, but he gave it all up for the much more arduous challenge of making YouTube videos.
Okay, while our beginner Phil goes to get himself ready, I'll just take you through the equipment that Phil's actually going to be using, which is this, the new Kicker bike. And this is a pretty nifty piece of equipment. It's got Wi-Fi connectivity and erg easy ramp mode, which means if you have to stop during your erg session, you can actually get back up to that power without absolutely killing yourself. It of course has up to 20 degrees of climbing angle and down to minus 15 degrees descending angle, so you can really get the real feel of being out there on the road. And it is a really cool piece of equipment. It goes up to a maximum of 2,500 watts resistance, which I don't think our beginner or our amateur is going to need today, but it is a really cool piece of equipment. I think I better take off these cheap flat pedals because Phil's a beginner, but he's not that much of a beginner. Welcome, Phil.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Whoa, it's hot in here.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So because the pros in Kona have to hold this kind of power at about 32 degrees, 90% humidity, we've cranked up the heat in here to make it more realistic. Ready to go?
Yeah.
You seem a bit nervous.
A little nervous and already a little hot.
You'll be okay. All right, Phil, we're ready to go. We've set you up at 4 watts per kg, which is what Jan Frodeno would have held in 2019 when he won the Ironman World Champs. And that for you is 360 watts. And yeah, ready to go?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, let's give it a crack. Ready, steady, go.
360.
360 watts, here we go.
That's a lot, isn't it?
That's it, get it back up, that's it. Push, 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 push. That's it, get the cadence up, hold the cadence up. Oh, there goes the cadence again. This is the last time it drops down. Oh, he's hurting.
Why does he keep waving?
Yeah, he's waving at the crowds. Your avatar's having fun out there. Oh, are we calling it?
Yeah. That hurt.
Well done. Brilliant. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He said 1 minute before he started. All right, Quinn, your turn. 310 watts is what yours comes out at. See how long you can hold it for. Warm enough in here for you?
Hey, it's a bit hot, isn't it?
It's nice and comfy. Right, ready, steady, go. Starting the time. Very energetic start. Keep going, mate. Keep going. You got to get to 20 minutes. You got to get to 20 minutes. Come on, at least. You got to make Mark work for it a little bit. Otherwise, he'll just stop at 20 minutes. So he beats you. Come on, mate. Go, go, go. You're nearly at the first aid station. Can I have a drink? Maybe you can grab a gel. You're still keeping up with Jan Frodeno. You might get to the first aid station before him. There it is. Yeah. Hey, you made it. 20 minutes. Good work, mate. 20 minutes, you've set a new FTP.
Come on.
Going deep now.
This is on time.
Oh, and he's done calling it 20 minutes and 15 seconds. Solid effort. Good work, mate. Good work. All right, that's our beginner and our amateur done with their tests, and now it's time for our pro, or ex-pro, previous pro. And our previous pro started muttering about bike setups and positions and accuracy, etc. So we relented and we've given him his own bike, which gives us a chance to show you the new kicker. We got rid of that new kicker bike, wasn't good enough for him apparently. We got the new kicker, which has got plus or minus 1% accuracy. It's got erg easy ramp mode. It's also got automatic calibration and the standard 16-pound flywheel. It also has new Wi-Fi connectivity, which is a faster and much more reliable signal, so you're much less likely to get dropouts. It'll have to do for Mark. It also has a max power of 2,200 watts, which is something that Mark's not going to need today. Or ever, really. All right, mate, you ready for this? You're going to have to hold 290 watts in 4.5 hours? Yeah? I mean, you can do that, right?
I'm sweating out already.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
I'm glad you're doing this, because if you weren't here, I don't know where we would find an ex-pro to do this.
Go.
All right,
Here
mate.
we go.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. And he's off.
All right, I've settled into my pace, got a nice cadence going. But I'm obviously on this course, in this event on my own. Ordinarily in RTT, to have loads of people around. What I kind of need right now is a bit of a carrot, something to chase. Now we could have had bots in this, sort of set at a certain power, put my weight, and I'll be chasing that, making sure I stay on pace. But I opted for that, thinking that would just get annoying. I think I could really do that now. A little over 40 minutes, and just getting, it feels like it's getting hotter and hotter. Obviously it's not just my body, but in my mind I thought I had over an hour in me at least, but I'm feeling weird now. My cheeks almost feel like they're not part of my body.
Come on, mate.
What's going on there?
Doing so well, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
182. Not sure that's sustainable for another 3 and 4 hours.
You're nearly at the second aid station. You can get a bottle. Oh,
I'm done.
he's done. Calling it.
Oh, it's such a weird sensation. It's like my legs feel okay, my body is, well, I've got goosebumps, so I'm feeling pretty weird right now. Oh, yeah, kudos.
I think it's the heat that undid him more than the power. It's unsurprisingly. But this is roughly Kona heat and probably even lower humidity, to be honest. So
Yeah. Mind-blowing.
it's the real deal. Good job though, mate. Nearly
Yeah.
45 minutes. Solid. You doubled Quinn, so I think you can be proud of that. All right, so that's a wrap. Well done, Mark. Yeah,
Thanks,
good
yeah.
effort, solid effort. Solid effort by all three of our contenders today.
Apologies for I'm a bit quiet
Yeah.
at this end of the video.
A bit smelly too. We won't talk about that. Anyway, well done to everyone. I think what we learned is that Kona is hot and Kona is hard. So our beginner managed 5 minutes at 360 watts, which is 4 watts per kg. Our amateur averaged 310 watts and he managed 20 minutes at that. And Mark managed 290 watts for nearly 45 minutes, or 44 minutes and some change. So solid efforts all round. Nowhere near the 4.5 hours of the top pros in Kona. But hey, They all gave it a solid effort, solid go.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys out there have got almost a newfound respect for them. If you hadn't already, kind of realised the effort and the level that these guys are at when they are peaking for the Ironman World Championships.
Yeah.
It's absolutely mind-blowing.
It's pretty impressive. I'm excited to watch it again this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I've actually kind of done a bit of heat training now.
Yeah, exactly. You're ready. Yeah,
exactly.
Great. Off we
Ready
go to Kona.
What would happen if we were to pop a total beginner on a top-of-the-range triathlon bike for a day? Well, this is the Canyon Speedmax CFR equipped with Shimano Dura Ace Di2. It has all the bells and whistles geared towards helping experienced and elite triathletes to ride as fast as possible within a triathlon. And this is Jacob, our beginner triathlete and willing volunteer. Last year, he stumbled into the world of triathlon and seems keen to stay. In fact, he's even entered for an Ironman. All right, Jacob, thanks for joining us today on this rather crisp day.
Oh, it's very chilly.
It's chilly, my hands are very cold. Now, for you viewers, Jacob actually does work for us at the GTN Megamix. So what do you do?
So I am a motion designer. So we do cool things like this in our...
Oh, that is good. Can I do that?
Oh, yeah, hold on. Right, careful. There you go.
Whoa! Can I throw it in the air?
Give it a go.
Whoa! That is cool.
That was mental.
We should bring that into every video.
We should definitely do more of that.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Now back to the video. So you do have a bit of riding and triathlon experience, but admittedly,
just a little bit.
Quite a beginner, right?
Quite a beginner, yeah.
So what have you done?
So I've done 2 triathlons so far last year. My first one was actually on my 26th birthday, and it was the 51.5, which is over in the Cotswolds here, which is an Olympic distance. It was really great fun, enjoyed all of it, and felt lovely and exhausted at the end. So, and then after that, I broke my collarbone in the summer as well, which was a bit annoying. Yeah, riding as well, actually on this bike.
Still in good nick though, so...
That's fine, you know.
You obviously took most of the impact, not the bike.
Yeah, I took all of the impact hit, but I believe so. And thankfully, I was only 5 minutes away from the hospital, so... you know, swings and roundabouts. And then I did my first half triathlon, which was in Bowood, which is over Bath here. And that was amazing, apart from the half marathon where I had a little bit of a tactical cry halfway around, and then a lovely Welsh bloke got me around to the end, which was lovely of him. And well, I survived it. That's all I can say for my half. And then this year I've booked the Copenhagen Ironman.
Oh, wow.
In August, yes.
You're just working your way up, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, I didn't believe enough suffering was held on my last Bowood, so I thought I'd go the full hog.
Fantastic. That's really cool. But yeah, still probably a lot to learn in the triathlon world.
Oh, a lot.
And I believe, so you've been doing all your triathlons on this bike so far?
Yes, so far.
And I understand these are kind of a quite recent addition, so you've been doing literally just kind of in the upright, comfortable road bike.
Comfortable road position.
Okay, and how comfortable have you got with these?
I haven't rode much with these at all, to be honest with you. Very new, so I have to give them a go, you know. Yeah. I've also got another bike which I've just recently purchased, and it has lived on Zwift. So I've been getting into that area position. It's a triathlon bike.
Cool.
So a bit more for the job in hand, right?
Okay, right. Well, we've got a big day ahead of us. So I think it's time we get cracking and get you kitted up. So I've got a bit of GTN kit for you, and of course, a lovely bike. So off you go, mate.
Cool.
Okay then, whilst Jacob's off getting ready, getting his kit on, let me explain what he's going to be getting up to today. So firstly, he's likely going to be drawling over this bike. And then we're going to get him doing a straight up time trial. And then a hill climb. And I did consider throwing him a full triathlon, but well, there's quite a few variables in that. And we might just kill him off in one day of filming. So let's get on with this. All right, look at him, all kitted up, on brand.
Looking stylish now.
first reactions then of the
What
the
a
steed?
machine! I mean, I
Yeah.
must say the gears are just smooth. Like they just change without you even knowing, you know. And it is so aggressive. I mean, it's pretty scary, pretty daunting prospect to ride this bike. But hopefully, I'll do it justice.
Cool. And do you reckon you're going to use the aero bar?
I'm going to give it a go. I'll try and do it some justice, but they are pretty scary.
Yeah. Well, as you're new to this, you haven't really used aero bars before. Let's just be sensible. Build up into it. If you want it, you can just start off on the base bar if you want. Just get your confidence up,
Okay.
and then if you feel you're ready, get in the aero bars and get aero. Have you ever done a time trial before?
I've never done a time trial before.
You're in for an experience.
Okay.
Well, this is the infamous GTN TT Loop. 11 kilometers of fast rolling tarmac with just a few turns. How will our beginner fare? Okay, Jacob, so we're going to do 2 runs.
Okay.
Firstly, on this weapon, and then a second one on your trusty steed.
All right.
All right. As fast as you can go. We're going to record all the data, and we'll compare it all after. Feeling okay?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. You ready then?
Warm up.
Come on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go, go, go!
Whoa. Let's get clipped in, eh? This is terrifying. Get the cadence. Woo! Bit jittery along here. I think we've got a headwind now. Hey! He's telling me slow down, I think. Or speed up. Woo!
Well, Jacob, I caught you going around the course there. I was looking from afar. You look like you were flying. How was it?
Oh, that was great fun. This is such a machine. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's terrifying. I'm not saying it is not terrifying. I was going along and it was just, I got in the aero bars a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then it was just like a couple of bumps I could see coming up and I was like, okay, that's a bit risky now. When I first set off, I was all over the shot. I had a quick go. I had a couple of quick goes. I was like, I could only get one arm in.
Did you see what sort of speeds you were hitting?
Yeah, I mean, at some point I looked and I was doing about 40 kilometers an hour.
Good going.
I know.
Nice.
Couldn't believe my legs had it in me.
Yeah. Well, it's time to do a second run, I'm afraid to say.
Oh.
I know. We were putting 3 paces a day, so time to get your old steed back in.
Okay.
Sorry, mate. We'll give you a bit of time to chill, though obviously you've just done a hard effort.
That's good.
Let's go again. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go, go, go!
Oh, big gear. I can't really get in the aero bars too much. It's quite awkward. It doesn't feel as secure as the canyon.
Good work. God, cracking job, Jacob.
Thanks.
2 pretty solid efforts there.
That was a hard effort.
Yeah. How was it being back on the original bike, your own bike?
Well, it feels a lot more comfortable. It felt like I was riding like on a Sunday afternoon ride, you know? Like an armchair or something.
Did it feel faster, slower, or not really
much
hard?
slower.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I tried the aero bars,
Yep.
but they didn't feel very comfortable or stable.
Right. Okay.
So I didn't go in there for too long. That one felt a lot more comfortable on the aero bars, oddly.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, very excited to look through the times, but we're not going to reveal those until later on. And you'll be pleased to know that your day on the Speed Max isn't over just yet, but it is going to require quite a big effort.
Oh, Here we go.
So, head on over to our next challenge. But I thought maybe we could do, your fun graphics thing that we did earlier. What do you reckon we could do this time?
Oh, how about this? Let's give this a go. Beat me up, Scotty.
Oh, that was fun. Woo. We should bring you on shoots more often.
Yeah, we'd have a lot more fun, wouldn't we?
Right, what do you think then? It's pretty punchy, isn't it?
It's a pretty punchy hill, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I've got a bit of experience on this hill, and yeah, you're going to have fun.
So any advice?
Don't go too hard at the starts.
Okay, all right.
It kicks up a bit. Right, I reckon we'll start on your road bike this time.
Okay.
Partly because you're already on it, but also just to mix things up a little bit. Right, that's it. I'm just going to get a bit of a head start. I'm actually going to meet you at the top.
Okay.
To cheer you in. Yeah, just give me a minute or two because I'd rather just take it at a leisurely pace up there and see you up there. Cool.
All right.
See you in a moment. Best of luck.
First one up wins. No, please not.
Well, I don't think Jacob is going to like this one bit. This is another popular climb for GTN challenges. It's just 0.6 kilometers with an average gradient of 7%, but kicks up to 18% in places.
3, 2, 1, go.
Just gonna take it easy. Wish I had another rest day. Ooh.
Good work. Tough one, isn't it?
Punchy, innit?
Yeah. You reckon you got another effort like that in you?
Oh, just about. Give me a minute.
Okay, cool. Well, time to swap the bikes over, and then you can spin back down when you're ready. And go again.
All right. Oh no, I think I'm on the bottom gear. Okay. Oh, this is going to be terrible.
Good work, mate. Well done, play there. Woo. Smashing day. Yeah, make sure you hit that stop button.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
Right, should we go Crunchy's numbers? I reckon you've earned yourself a pub lunch and a coffee at least. Right, good work, mate. Let's go.
Cool.
Right, Jacob. We've had our feeds.
Yeah, feeling very full now.
That was a big day.
Massive day.
Yeah. I think we earned the food anyway, or at least you did. What did you think then? How do they compare?
So it was very interesting. I felt very comfortable on the canyon, which is strange. I didn't expect that to happen. Like, it was a really comfortable position for me to hold compared to the Oro. And then I got on my bike originally. I was like, wow, it's like sitting up. It's quite comfortable. But it'd be interesting to know what the data says as to how much power I put down on the two bikes.
Did you feel less on the TT?
I felt like I was putting more power down in the TT.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, because I do think a lot of people look at the TT position and these aggressive superbike positions and think, it's kind of scary and it would be more uncomfortable. But actually, interesting you say all of that because obviously the geometry of that superbike, the TT bike, it's made for the aero bars, whereas when you look at the road bike, it's made for sitting upright.
Yeah.
And whilst you can make it work with clip-on bars, it wasn't primarily designed for that. So actually, you should be more comfortable on the tri-bike.
The bike that's designed to do that.
Exactly,
Right?
yeah. Let's have a look at some of your numbers.
Fantastic.
So, on the TT bike, for the flat TT, you went 21:01.
Okay, drum roll.
A max speed of 45k an hour.
That's punchy, no?
Yeah, that's good. Average power, 180. And then on the road bike, you managed to hold a very similar power. You're around 175 watts. So yes, you did manage to power a bit more power on the TT bike.
Okay.
But, I don't think that's going to skew the results massively.
Probably just more excited.
However, your time was 22:11. So 70-second difference between the road bike and the TT bike over just 11k. So if you extrapolate that, so obviously you got Ironman coming up later this year, you're talking over 20 minutes.
20 minutes
using the TT bike.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, and let's not forget also you got like integrated storage and maybe being more comfortable being able to hold that position for longer versus the road bike. So it could even be bigger, which is phenomenal. I didn't actually expect it to be.
I didn't expect it to be that much,
Now for the hill climb, and this is one I think is going to be quite interesting. So you started off on the road bike, you went 3 minutes and 25 seconds. You held an average power of 234 watts.
Right.
And then on the TT bike, you actually, again, managed to do very well on holding similar power. You were slightly lower, 230 watts, but you were 15 seconds slower, 3 minutes 40, which I actually kind of predicted before you started. I sort of mentioned it to you because the average gradient is 7%. We often tend to see pro cyclists, that's kind of the tipping point, 7% as to when kind of the advantage of aerodynamics starts to become less and actually becomes kind of a weight factor. You're not a pro cyclist, sorry to say. You're getting there though.
Don't break this to me.
And so we're probably going to see that tipping point a little bit earlier on at slower speeds.
Yeah.
And therefore we saw that today. You were quicker on the road bike. What does that mean in triathlon terms? I mean, rarely are you going to be hitting, that hill had gradients in excess of 18%. You're probably not going to be hitting that very often, or if at all, on a lot of triathlons. Actually, the advantage on the majority of the course, on the flat sort of rolling TT sections, was phenomenal. That will far outweigh the parts of the hill climb.
Okay.
So I guess to sum this all up, do you think you'll be investing in a superbike after all this?
Well, a superbike, that's quite an investment, I think, for someone of my caliber. Maybe I want to get my use out of my cheaper triathlon bike and make all the mistakes on that one, right?
Fair. You have just bought that, though.
I have just bought that. Considering I was struggling to even get into the aero position on your bike, I think it might be a little bit of a bigger step for me right now.
That makes a lot of sense. Have you kind of, as you say, your mistakes on that bike, but never say never?
Never say never. Now, if there are any cycle brands out there that fancy sponsoring me for said bike, then please let me know. I'm all ears.
We're expecting a big progression this year then.
A huge
Second year in triathlon, going pro.
Going pro, that's the main thing, right?
Watch your space, any sponsors, get in touch.
Let's get in touch.
Right. Well, we've had a lot of fun today. I think we should keep that kind of theme going with the graphics. What can we finish with?
How about a classic disappear?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So should we just
3, 2, 1.